Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and a warm welcome if you're new, honey. So today we have some unfortunate news. We're going to talk about Pope Francis passing away at age 88. So if you're ready to get into this story, just stay tuned. The Vatican has confirmed that Pope Francis, who was the 266th Pope in the Catholic Church's history, has officially passed away. At 7:35 this morning, the Bishop of Rome, Francis, returned to the house of the Father. His entire life was dedicated to the service of the Lord and his church, Cardinal Kevin Farrell said in a statement early Monday morning. Around February of 2025, reports began to surface that the Pope was preparing for death after he was hospitalized with double pneumonia earlier in the month. He was also being treated for bronchitis as well at the time. Multiple dignitaries paid him a visit in the hospital while he was recovering, including Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni, who said the Pope was as alert and reactive as always. Pope Francis has struggled with his health in recent years. If you guys remember, back in March of 2023, the Pope was admitted to the Gemelli Hospital for a respiratory infection, and he wound up staying for several days to receive treatment. As a younger man, Francis had part of one lung removed after he came down with, I think it's called pleurisy, which is an inflammation of the chest membranes, usually caused by an infection. At the time, the Vatican said that Pope Francis was having some breathing difficulties, and he mentioned that Pope Francis was also mentioning these issues more and more frequently. And unfortunately, a few days later, he was hospitalized, but he didn't have COVID, which was a great sign. Heart problems and pneumonia were reportedly also ruled out from testing once he was at the hospital. In June of that same year, Pope Francis was laid in the hospital bed for 9 days after him having stomach surgery. But despite the breathing issues and the various surgeries, the Pope still seemed to be fighting through. Here's a little backstory on this resilient spirit. So he was born as Jorge Mario Bergoglio on December 17th, 1936, in Buenos Aires, Argentina, and Pope Francis assumed the role in 2013 and instituted a series of reforms, which include a new constitution. Wait. So this man helped create a new constitution? I didn't know that until I just started doing this video and doing my research. I personally think that is extremely impressive, if I do say so myself. But also during his tenure, he was known as the top theologian in the Catholic Church, distinguishing himself with more liberal views than his predecessor, Pope Benedict. He also made headlines for his support of gay rights and even legal protections for same-sex couples, despite there being some discrepancy when it came to marriage. But Pope Francis became the first pope to be a member of the Jesuits, the first from the Americas and the Southern Hemisphere, and he was also the first pope from outside Europe since the 8th century. I think all of these things are super cool. I mean, it seems like he was able to accomplish a lot with his life. He led a full life. And despite those complications and health scares, he was still able to make a really huge difference in the world, which is just so amazing to me. So if you have any other fun facts about Pope Francis that you might want to mention, go ahead and leave them down below. And if you made it this far, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that bell. That way you're notified every time I post. And in the meantime, y'all be careful out here. Try to make a difference out in the world, big or small, it doesn't matter. All positive steps in the right direction count for something, so just try. Okay. Okay, love you, bye.